Alright guys, so welcome to episode 3 of my F1 2016 Manor career mode, this time for the Chinese Grand Prix, and here we go, a bit of an R&D event for you guys.
Okay, I've got something for you. The new parts have been fitted to the car. The simulation numbers are good, so look forward to your feedback. Check out the details.
So yeah, we've got some new parts this weekend for the aero, so some downforce upgrades this weekend. I think I needed it for after the Bahrain Grand Prix. The car was very unstable around that track, so we put on some downforce parts for this weekend for the Chinese Grand Prix. It will help in the high speed corners as well. We are losing the rivalry to Pascal Wehrlein, which is usual because, to be honest, it's so hard right now with the car we've got. I can't really perform the car and outpace the car as I like to. We have got about 100 odd resource points here, so we can't really do anything else right now. But I'm planning some more points coming for possibly. I mean, it could be Spain, it could be Monaco, so it depends how many points we get, but I'm assuming around about Spain, Monaco time we'll be able to have our next upgrade, which might be chassis again, or it might be a little bit of top speed. I don't know. I think it depends on the handling around tracks like this track of China and Russia. If it all goes very well, I probably would put some some engine power on it, but I think for Monaco, I think chassis is going to be important, so I think we'll probably put another chassis upgrade on there if we have enough points by that time. So other than that, I'm just going to try and save as many points as I can. For now, trying to get the points in. There's no need to rush into upgrades. I'm thinking about the long term. Putting on the upgrades that will make the most difference. Okay, if it takes longer to actually save up for those, then that's the way it is. So we're going to sort of just pace ourselves for the upgrades and just upgrade when we have enough resource points to make the biggest impact on our car, so we can actually beat the other teams around us like Renault, Sauber, who are really our main competitors in this season so far. So we finished pretty well actually in Bahrain 16th, we had 15th in Australia, so that was pretty decent in China, so we're looking in China to actually better it. China is actually one of the best tracks in this game, so hopefully we can actually have a decent result at China. That would be the key, and yeah, that would be just fantastic to have. Also guys, if you want to skip practice, which is coming up very soon, some practice highlights coming up very soon, if you would like to skip it, there will be a time frame up above, so you'll be able to skip that time frame for qualifying. You'll be able to watch qualifying the race, because I know you guys have watched a lot of the practice with all the same things. So guys, here we go for practice. Here we are in practice. We're going to go straight out to do some track acclimatization, and it's actually wet conditions here, and so we're just trying to do the track acclimatization here as early as we can in the session. I also felt that it was actually easier to do a lot of these team objectives in the wet, because their objectives were lower and their expectations were far lower than their dry pace. So we had a more better opportunity to actually do and complete these actual track missions from the team. So track acclimatization wasn't really that difficult to do. It was more difficult than in dry. That's the only thing that was different with this. But as we see here, we was completing this second lap of this track acclimatization. And other than that, I was trying to get used to the wet conditions as well, because actually, to be fair, I haven't tried these full wet conditions out on this game before, so it was always trying to learn it, see them going off the track here and there. I wasn't very fast at all, and there's lots of oversteer and just trying to catch the car. It was quite a lot of fun, to be honest. And yeah, we're just trying to push the limits of what we could do. Stay on the line. See, we missed that post there and that one as well, and it was just really tricky to drive actually in these conditions. It wasn't at all easy. You'd be very slow. Yeah, it's sort of fast in, slow out. It's going to be very gentle. You want to be trail braking as well in these conditions, because to be fair, that's the only way you're going to get through the corners. If you trail brake, you can't put a lot of pressure on the throttle or the brake pedal through corners. So it's about trying to be careful with the throttle and managing the throttle and everything else. So to be fair, it was quite a difficult session, but we came up very well in the session. Just try and do all the team objectives as possible. So here towards the end of this lap 3, and we're doing pretty well right now. It's just trying to pass this and get the resource points once we can, because the more we spend time doing this practice stuff, the more resource points we get, and the more likely we'll be able to upgrade the car for future events, and particularly track for Monaco, because I do think this car's going to be absolutely poo. If we drive this car at this state, even though there's downforce improvements on this car for this track, I do believe that it will be slower on Monaco even so. So I think we've got to be trying to aiming for downforce or chassis weight for the next race as well. For the next upcoming races for an update maybe for Monaco. And see here, I missed the post once again. So it just shows how undrivable this car is actually in the wet conditions. But I did feel an improvement in the wet, to be honest. Even in the wet, I felt better in this car than the dry was in Bahrain. So the car had made a bit of a step forward since the last event. So it was pretty decent, and we come across the line, we complete it pretty easily, not too hard. A bit harder, as you can see, it wasn't as hard as we'd like to. But we are now doing some quality simulation, and this was extremely easy compared to the other races. Like Bahrain and Australia, they set the bar so high for your target score that it was just so difficult to complete. And in the wet, it was so easy. It was like, see up already in the first corners, we're already, attempts up already. So it just shows that we're going for, it just shows how easy this was, and we're able to go every single lap improve, and that just shows either that the track conditions will get better. You can see here we actually go wide here, and we're just struggling with traction, but we're still ahead of the target score, so we're doing very well here. Still getting into the conditions, because the conditions were very difficult. We saw we were going off the line, weren't braking the way we should be, but just literally on the exits we're going faster and faster and faster. And you can see the first lap we did was actually purple, so we completed that one. The second lap, lots of oversteer and then steer into the last corner, but we managed to get through this actually, and we did complete the event very quickly. Within 2 laps we're done, so that was fantastic, and good to complete that. So extra resource points now in our pocket, which we need to do. And here I do retire from the session, and it's a very surprising position to be in when you retire from the session, because when I retired here, I did not realise where we actually was. We were actually in P4 in these conditions, and who would have thought a Manor in P4 in practice? I know it's only practice, but that's progress. That shows that we're up there in the wet conditions. And if it rained if it rains in the race, then God knows what could happen. I mean, we could be fighting some decent points in the race. So P4 for the session, and that was a very good session from us, and I'm very happy with that. Indeed, so pretty good in that P4. We're only 3 tenths off Kimi Räikkönen, who was a pace setter in practice 1, so that was big improvements. Now coming on to practice 2 now, and it was dry here. We're just trying to do, I think it was our second lap of the session, or actually lap 4 of the session, and we're improving on this lap here on the soft tyres. Everyone was sort of doing different things. Some people were doing the qualifying simulation in this session. We were doing just normal soft rolling, so we didn't really do much in this session really. I couldn't do tyre management. I tried it earlier on in the session, but again, this game I cannot do it. For some reason, this car does not like time management. I tried it. I tried learning to do different things. Even though in the wet it was easier, and I was going green on the laps, but it still wasn't counting. I wasn't passing anything, so it was more difficult to do. In the wet anyway, and it's very equal. Tyre weather is very difficult to do on this game. So we're knocking into P16, which is pretty decent for us on the soft tyre. People around us on the mediums, Grosjean and Magnussen on the mediums, so we weren't really good. And here I wasn't really going faster, to be honest, so I ended up retiring from the session here. Didn't think there was a need to continue on, so we retired from the session here, and this should be probably not very high up the order. Again, our dry pace is not very good. So it seems to us that our actual wet pace is better than our dry pace, which is very unusual. Particularly on this game, is so hard in the wet conditions. So we actually finished last in this session of practice 2. So not the best there. We're proud of our teammate who was actually on the compound. He was quite a lot faster than us, 9 tenths faster in the session. But it depends on what he was actually doing in the session compared to us. So here we go for. I think it's going to be back to the lobby. I think we're going to be... Yeah, we are. So we actually get some points here, some reasonable points from that session. We did actually progress from the last session, so we did get some decent points up to 299. Still, we don't have enough to get an upgrade yet, so we're going to...
Hi, how are you? I'm just passing on your qualifying goals for this weekend.
So they are our goals for the qualifying session. So here we go for qualifying. We need a pretty decent result. I think we're very close for our teammate in the session, so hopefully we can go out and beat him in qualifying. That is the aim. But I do think we're going to lose a rivalry. I don't see us actually even beating him in this rivalry anyway. So looking at the parts we could put on, we don't have, we can probably put on fuel efficiency, but the car isn't struggling with that. So here we go, guys, for qualifying. Let's hope for a good one. Here we go for qualifying.
We'd like to welcome you from wherever in the world you join us today for this F1 qualifying session here in Shanghai, China. I was looking at some highlights of previous races here, and the one thing that really stood out to me was the run down to turn 1. It's not an easy one to navigate as everyone is scrapping to get into there first.
Turn 1's always a consideration for this race. It's certainly a difficult one to get right when surrounded by other cars, But the race isn't won or lost there. You've got to be smart, get through, and hope your rivals get into trouble and not you.
So here we go for qualifying here. We won't be sort of aiming for a good result here in qualifying. The car in the dry conditions felt improved, so it just shows that the area, the downforce was playing on us a little bit in the previous events. So yeah, we're just gonna go straight out the track for our first run here in qualifying, and let's see what we can do here. And the car didn't feel too bad actually, to be honest. It was very responsive into corners, so the upgrade for downforce really helped the car. But we see a little bit of understeer though. It's still playing on us right now. But we managed to get the apex of this first corner and then the second corner ever so slightly. And a good exit here, and we don't particularly get a decent exit. We've got lots of oversteer here. So the car is very unbalanced, and I felt there was lots of oversteer in the car more than understeer. So see Vel's on top, and as usual we're 10th down on Vettel on our super soft tyres, which is not too bad at all. But lots of oversteer on the exit there as well. So the power was a main problem with this car. I just couldn't get the power down when I wanted it to. We're now 4/10 off Bottas, so actually that's not too bad considering he's in the Williams and a much faster car, so we weren't running too bad. But this is where we lose a lot of the time. It's actually in the last sector where braking is a thing. Turn speed wasn't a problem really, but it was a lot of it was just the braking and the aerodynamics of the car. And we're coming across the line to complete our first lap, which is going to be a 138.4, yeah, 138.4, so not too bad here. And we're going to go in for a second run in the session, but I didn't feel that was good enough, and we're actually well behind our teammate here, so we're going for our second run, and we're already improving into turn 1. So this shows we're already up on our time, so we're improving. Need a good exit here, and we don't get too bad. Not a shabby exit there, actually a very good exit there, so not too bad. Getting a little bit of a slipstream from, I think that's Ricardo actually. We get very close to Ricardo indeed. But we're up by a good amount actually, so not too bad so far. So that's been pretty decent, not a lot of oversteer from that exit either. So this lap time is being much better, and we're going. We literally at this stage was going all out. I was just literally pushing the limits, making sure that I wanted to outqualify our airline. I wanted to do it because I needed to. Past 2 events we've been out by like a 10th or so it was time that we actually put the hammer down and beat their line. It made me want to, and you know, right now we really are up in the time. We're literally within 2/10 of the time, so pretty good so far. And then nice and very good corners here. We're wrapping this up very nicely indeed. We're only 3/10 off the best, which is Rosberg, but we do lose it again here. It's all on this in this last sector. I don't know why. It is all straights. But I've got a feeling it's the exit of that right-hander, that long right-hander. I think it's there where we lose a lot of our time. So that's obviously a problem that we need to fix, and a lot of that will be chassis related because and downforce related, because this car does not have any of that pretty much. Looking up here into the hairpin, very difficult to get right in first gear, second, now third, short into fourth now, and now fifth, and then sixth gear, and our last corner down to fourth gear. And this was a nice lap. I'm not gonna lie, this was actually as good as I could probably get, and that puts us into P18, and that's ahead of our teammate at 138.0, and that was a very good lap. I was very happy with that lap indeed, and we're gonna retire from the session. Hopefully we'll be in front of our teammate, and that should be, yeah, that should be it. We are gonna be in 19th, so very good actually. Very good qualifying session there for us. We're in 19th position. That's the best qualifying throughout the season, and that's fantastic. Rosberg's on pole, Hamilton, and then we've got Ricardo, Vettel, Hulkenberg, Perez, Massa, and so on and so forth. But we actually were only, we weren't 5th place, we were only 3/10 off, 2 or 3/10 off P16, so that's pretty good. That's good progress there. 10th off us, I mean, out in front of their line, so that is fantastic. So here we go for the race. Let's hope for a good one, and here we go.
Hard work, ingenuity and ambition. All things you'll find in abundance amongst the 15 million people of Shanghai over there to our southeast. And we've got plenty of that here on the grid as well. 20,000 horsepower, give or take, chomping at the bit to be unleashed for the Chinese Grand Prix. Shanghai International Circuit then, a 16-corner high-speed thrill ride. The long and ever-tightening right-hander at turns 1 and 2 tests a driver's patience, and the flat, open to the elements location, tests their skill in a crosswind. 2 DRS zones will assist passing, and overtaking is available into turn 1, and of course down the kilometre-long back straight into the hairpin at turn 14. Joining me once again to take you through this race is the effervescent Anthony Davidson, and I'm very much looking forward to it getting underway. You raced here, of course, didn't you, back in your Super Aguri days in that infamous Chinese Grand Prix of 2007?
Yeah, that's right. I didn't last that long though, unfortunately. Qualifying had gone pretty well, but my brakes failed quite early in the race, around lap 10 or 11, something like that. And of course, back in 2004, I was the very first Formula 1 driver to complete a lap of this circuit. Just thought I'd mention that for you, Crofty. You like a good stat? It's a fairly tough circuit on the brakes here, though. You know, it's that long back straight down into turn 14, and then you got turns 6 and 11. They're quite heavy as well. On top of that, managing your front tyre wear is always a challenge around here, so there's a lot to keep in mind during the Grand Prix.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Nico Rosberg will start his Silver Arrow from pole position, and Kimi Räikkönen completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Hamilton, Daniel Ricciardo and Bottas, Kvyat, Verstappen, Button and Nico Hülkenberg, Massa, Perez, Kevin Magnussen and Palmer, Sainz, Ericsson, Felipe Nasser and Fernando Alonso, Wehrlein and Manor.
Are you having a bubble?
And Roman Grosjean starts from the
We're behind their line.
And with preparations almost complete,
You kidding?
let's head down to the track.
I was actually equally surprised as you guys when I actually watched this sort of through. We qualified in front of their line, as you saw from the qualifying results. But for some reason, we're in 20th. So in my head, it makes me think that actually it only counted my first lap in qualifying, even though my second lap was validated because it actually put me 19th on the grid. So I'm actually behind their line, even though I qualified in front of him. It makes no sense. So I have to change my strategy here. I actually went on super soft tyres. I was so fuming. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go all out attack here. I'm going to make sure I'm going to get in front of Bella. I was so angry. I was like, how has that happened? And it's a glitch with the game. It needs to be fixed for some reason. Even though there was no penalty involved. If there had been a penalty, I wouldn't have been moved down a position because there's no such thing as a one-place grid drop. There's no such thing. So very surprising here. I did not want to happen. I was so furious. Here's the formation lap. I'm just going to skip through this. You guys have seen this before. There's no point showing this. But I was going all out attacking this race now. I was on super tyres. Different strategy to most races. I started on the harder compound, so not the actual super soft compound, but the soft compound, the actual, you know, not a soft compound. So this time we're actually on super soft. We're going to go all out attacking this early stint in the race. We want to get up there because I feel that if we can get up there, we might, it's a big might, score some points. So here we go, guys, for the grid of the Chinese Grand Prix. We're going to be riding for 5 red lights here. For 5 red lights, here we go. We are 5 lights, and we are. Lights down, away we go for the Chinese Grand Prix. Very good start actually, and look at that, very good second phase as a start as well. First phase pretty good, second phase very good. Up the inside here, going to go up the inside, going very cautiously up to 17th place. Now going into turn 1, and then we're going to try and look it round this corner here. Very easy to pick up AI very quickly if you're careful. And up to 10th place, we're going to try and go round the outside now, trying to pick our way through Massa and Verstappen. And we're into 10th place. We're already in the points already, like we were in Bahrain. So pretty decent job indeed. Buttons right there, we're outside us as well. I'm trying to go up the inside of this lot here. Going to brake as late as we can. Going to go up the inside of Kvyat as well. A little bit naughty. Wasn't sure that move. We're up to 7th place. Points already. And we went all out attacking on the first sector. And that's what we need to do. Very good start indeed, guys. And we're right there with the top runners, and that's what we need to do in this race. We need to be here. We need some points. I do feel it's time that we get some points on the board, but I just feel that maybe we could have some trouble a little bit wide there. And here comes Verstappen. We're going to hold him up as much as we can in that Red Bull. It's going to be super quick. He's not going to get engine power, but he's got fantastic handling in that car. We're leaving the inside line. We're going to go around the outside of him. A little argy-bargy though, but not too bad. We're leaving the outside, and we're going to try and keep to the inside, but easily go around the outside with that superior chassis. And we're still in 7th place, but a little bit on the grass, and he's got past us, but we're taking to a slipstream. We've got the Mercedes power unit. We're going to try everything we can into the next hairpin. We've got people behind us as well. We've got a massive queue of drivers, and we'll try and go up the inside like a few here. We've got the actual, what's happening here? We've got a superior power unit up the inside. Done, dusted, a little bit of lock up there, a little bit of a touch there, not that brilliant, and a little bit screaming next to, but we're still in 7th place. We've got through there, okay, so not too bad. In 7th place, crossing the last sort of corner now, and we're into 7th place. Fantastic start from us now. I'm going to cut on to the lap 3 now, and we're still in 7th place right now, but Bottas is trying to sort of get away now, so we're not going to compete with Bottas. Now, as my phone goes off, sorry about that, guys. A little bit of twitch there, a little bit of oversteer, and we've got Button right behind us in the McLaren Honda. He won't get past us very easily. That Honda power unit isn't fantastic, but you know, tell you what, he's already drawing me in. So there's obviously his aero is much more. He's probably got more skinnier aero around this track. And he's gone to the outside line, but we're trying just try and squeeze him a little bit, but not too bad. He didn't actually get us with DRS, so that's pretty good. That shows how strong it isn't too bad in this Mercedes power unit. But we're still in 7th place right now. We're keeping it hold of this point playing position. We need to be here, and I think this is a lesson to learn in a lot of the actual first laps or so, because we need to actually stay out. We need to get into the point playing position, hold the AI up as much as we can, and hopefully fight for those point playing positions. But we're still in P4. I actually P4'd, but now Verstappen mugged us off into the pit, and we're going to come into the pits right now because our tyres are absolutely dead. We hit him a little bit there because he went so slow there. I'm going to break down for the pit stop, and we get it pretty badly actually. We pitted it was quite early. We slowed down quite early, too much a little bit. So not the best, but we need a good stop here for Manor. Let's see what the boys can do. Let's hope for a decent one. I'm guessing Verstappen will be in front of us anyway, because he'll be able to get in front. So good stop here near from the Manor boys. And what do we get? We get a it's not a brilliant start really. It's mediocre. So we're on the soft tyre now. So we're going to try and go as long as we can on these soft tyres, but the degradation on this track was horrible. Absolutely horrible. Tyre degradation was a problem. It literally it's hard to wear it within laps, so a bit of a problem on this track. But the AI were very slow on their cold tyres as well, so that actually would play into our advantage. Button actually is in front of us. He got the undercut on us, which is fair enough. He is the faster car. He got the undercut, fair enough. But we have the opportunity of other cars who actually were in front of us in the race to get a little bit of an undercut on them as well. So there's still opportunities as well. Vettel's actually out of the race, so the guy has retired. That put us up to another position. So that should be very good. That should put us probably, hopefully, in P6, I guess. So kind of across the line, people are on the pit lane, but no, people have not pitted yet. So we're still out there. We're in 18th place right now, so people are still yet to pit at this stage of the race. We're just trying to keep setting the laps we need to. And we actually are catching Button right now. So this shows we have got some good pace. We are racing. So that's good. It shows the car has taken a bit of a step forward as well, and maybe we have as well as a driver. We've got better on this game as well. And I come to lap 8 right now towards its end, and we should be able to. Well, we should be up there, and a lot of the cars stay out a long time on our tyres, and we should be up to a pretty decent position here. And we are fighting with Massa. He's actually in 10th place. We're going to try and go up the inside here. He's got the colder tyres, and the mediums are. Oh, on the softs actually, it's on the softs, my mistake. And yeah, we're into 10th place right now, so very good. And we're in the points still, and that's fantastic to be in. That's where, I mean, that's just brilliant. I mean, if we can score points in this race, that would be absolutely. I mean, I would be proud. I would just be happy. That's it'd be a relief as well, because who would have thought we'd be able to score points? I mean, not lightly at this stage of the season. So trying to push on here and coming on to the end of lap 9, and Massa's right there behind us. He's on the soft tyres, on the fresher set as well. Our tyres are pretty much older by a couple of laps or so, and he's going to be in our slipstream here. He'll have a good shot. He's got the Mercedes power unit as well, remember, so he'll be able to get past us very easily. He has DRS. He's got past us. We're not going to put up a fight. There's no point in holding him up. We may as well let him go, let him do his thing. There's no point in holding him up, because all we're going to do is create a train, and that's all we don't need that, because then if we make a mistake, then it's going to cause more problems later on in the race, and then we're going to get completely mugged off with with our bad tyre wear. So we're staying with Massa. We're staying in the DRS zone, a little bit wide there. Sorry guys, again the understeer was appalling in this car. I did not get any time from that, so be free to say, oh, we're extending the track limits. Well, I haven't, because I didn't gain time from it, so it doesn't really matter. But we're actually into P6 now, and that's fantastic. I mean, that's the position up from where we were. And if we actually stayed in front of Massa, we'd been in P5. For God's sake, P5. Who would have thought that in the Manor? We've got Perez right on our arseholes right now, and he's going to be looking very, very close. And he actually got past us. Didn't manage to catch that for you guys, but we're right in his slipstream right now. We're going to try and go for an attacking move, but we're just too far behind, and there's no point pushing, because again, as I said, creating a train is the worst thing, because if you create a train, then people are going behind you, and if you have worn tyres, you can get mugged off anywhere, and you'll probably cause a collision. So you may as well let him go. Again, wide again there with the understeer of this horrible Manor, and we've got Raikkonen behind us. He's going to blitz past us in that Ferrari. So much faster. See you, Kimmy. See you later, mate. And he's got past us pretty easily. So give me Raikkonen into P6 now, and we're just racing our own race. There's no need to push. I mean, the idea here is to beat our teammate, really. I mean, points is one thing, but beating our teammate is another thing, and we actually are far ahead of our teammate. We have outpaced him so far in this race. We are looking very good to beat him indeed in this race. and you just try to push on, push on, push on, push on, because that's all we can do. So going on to lap, Derozzi in the lap actually, and here comes, we've got Magnussen right behind us in this corner. Throughout the race, hurt us, and see our tyre wear, 97% on lap 11. And here comes Magnussen, he's going to blitz past us right now. When these tires have only done like 7 laps and they've worn. This shows how much degradation this car has, as well as, you know, just generally, just poor, you know, the tyre wear on the track is pretty poor as well. So we're down to P9, so we're actually going to box it in this lap because these tyres are spent, they're gone, that front left is beaten, it's like there's nothing left on it. So, coming to the pits, some fresh tyres onto the car, and we're coming to the pit lane right now. A little bit of a slow entry, but not too bad. I mean, a good one, and here we go, in a breakdown, and actually we get a little bit of a puncher there, look, a bit of a puncher into pit lane, so actually those tyres are completely gone, so if we stay down another lap, bang, you know, we've been puncher, and that would end our race. So, into pits we come. I'm guessing we went on a set of medium tyres. I think we did actually go on a set of medium tyres to go longer in the race. Yeah, we go on a medium set of tyres. So, we'll go out now on a fresh set of mediums. We should be quite good in this race. We're down in the last place, so we should be able to fight and get the undercut on other drivers as well. Anything can still happen in this race. You know, Taylor could come out, Butch could come out. You know, we have opportunities in this race to still get some decent points, or even finish ahead of our team. That's really the aim. You know, points. You know, that'll happen later on if it comes to it, but we'll just try and do what we can for now. But right now, we're trying to get the undercut on the drivers and in front of us, and we're now going to cut on to later on in this race, lap 14, and people are in the pit lane, and we should be in front of whoever this is. I think this is, yeah, that's signs actually. So Button's right in front of us. I think he pitted as well, but he released early, and we see, you know, we're visually close to him, a very similar gap to where it was, and he's getting held up as well. I think it was getting held up by some Saubers, so he's actually very much in close, you know, proximity. We've got a good chance to actually overtake Button, and we see, no, he's actually getting held by Hulkenberg. He's coming to pit lane. I'm guessing his tyres are completely gone. I'm guessing he's a really bad race as well. So we're going to try and see what we can do on Button. Anything's possible here, and you know what, we're racing in this race. And that's fantastic, you know, to be racing. I mean, fair, if we had a dog awful car, it wouldn't be the same, but here we go. Button is very slow. We're going to try and go up the inside, and we're going to try and catch him off guard. And we do that, and we're into P18. We've overtaken a McLaren. We've overtaken a McLaren. That's freaking brilliant. So now actually racing now, and this is brilliant, you know. And the car has made so much progression since Australia. If you see it, I mean, the performance isn't there quite, but we're now racing, and we've got our teammate right in front of us who has not yet pitted yet. So we're at least a piss ahead of him, and we're doing very well in this race. It shows he's actually getting held here by I think that was Lonzo actually. He's got a problem. So we're now up to P16. We're picking these guys off like they're like just, you know, they're like nothing. So we're actually picking these guys off very well. I'm doing very well in this race. 12 laps to go in this race, and then it can happen. A bit of a corner there, so it goes. And by the end of lap 16, we actually came into the pit lane because our safety car was actually deployed by the team, and told the team came in and told us to come in. So we came into the pit lane, and it just comes out of actually the wrong strategy because I should have set it on these medium tyres and then gone maybe on super softs, and then yeah, it'd been a different story. So teammates actually also in the pits as well, so we've actually been basically fucked by this because the team thought that there was a safety car, so we came into pit lane. They were late, and we didn't have the better stops. We had it was a mediocre stop really, so it wasn't brilliant, but not too bad otherwise. Actually no, wait, no, we held up our teammate. That's right. I mean, we didn't get held up. We actually had a good start, and he actually got held up. So not too bad here. We're on the soft tyres, so we prepared ourselves to go faster in this race. But I was also in this actually stage of the race. It's very confusing because the engineer was telling me that actually, you know, the safety car being deployed. So I was racing sort of cautiously. I wasn't pushing to 100%. Because I was worried about my tyres and we have to stretch the tyres out. And we got up the inside here of Ericsson. Very naughty dive bomb. And we're going to take the position we can. And there you go, get forced out wide Ericsson on your bikes in the gym. And we're at P17. Hamilton's in P16, so he's had a pretty bad race, to say the least. So we're into P17, but I wasn't driving on a full attack, and it really hurt us really in the end. And coming on towards lap 24, we actually paid for super soft tyres in the end because the rain was coming. So the rain was forecast, so I thought, okay, right, so I made the wrong strategy call. I should have gone the mediums, still on mediums longer, and then gone on to like super softs at this stage, still doing super softs. And then we got the inside of Alonso here, pretty easily. We're both taking another McLaren Honda, and that's fantastic, you know, that's brilliant. A little bit of a bad exit here, but the rain is coming down, and it's, you know, our car's on a slip and slide. And now, by the end of lap 25, we are going to bolt it into the pit lane. We are going to come in for some intermediate tyres. We go wide, almost do a Hamilton, and we keep it. Oh my god, I didn't do Hamilton 2007, but not too bad otherwise. Into the pits we come, and hopefully we can get stopped. Yes, we do, and not too bad actually that time round. And we're going to go into some intermediate tyres, but our teammate is crucially in front of us. So because we pitted an extra time, he's now was actually a whole pit stop ahead of us. So now we're actually behind our teammates, so now we had a race to the end, and he actually pitted in before me, and this has really helped me up. This has really hurt me, and Alonso is actually in front of me now as well. So we're technically in 20th, and you know that's not brilliant, and that's really hurt our race. Now Verlaine's in front of us, and this really actually angered me because you know the engineer told me one thing. I pitted in reaction to safety car, and then the safety car didn't actually come out. So I don't know what happened, some sort of glitch. It told me there's a safety car, but there wasn't actually a safety car. So what I could have done, I could have actually stayed on my mediums and then switched on to the super softs, and then you know I let it do like that 20-ish or on a soft tyre, for example, and it would have worked out. But unfortunately, it didn't, and it just really hurt me, and it just just really knocked me off. So going on to lap 28 right now, and we're chasing Nando down. He's actually getting blocked by a Sauber. I was catching my teammate as well, but my teammate was too far ahead, so we're gonna get beaten by Vettel in this race, which really angered me. Could have actually beaten him, and probably got, if the strategy played into my favour, I probably would actually score some decent points actually in this race. Because that pit stop actually cost us a pit stop. So we're now into 90th place, past Alonso very easy again, and just I look back after this race, I look back on it thinking I'm just so angry myself. I should have listened to myself. I should have just stayed out on those medium tyres. I had nothing to lose. I had track position anyway. And then, you know, I should have just stayed out on those and then waited for these, and then gone to some soft tyres anyway, and then gone to some intermediates at the end, and that would have played into my hand, and I probably would have actually got some decent points out of this. So that's the way it is, guys, unfortunately. But the positive of this race was basically pretty much, you know, we finished, we came 19th. This is we hit the targets, and the car felt actually improved, and we were actually racing people. We were racing McLarens, so that just shows we made a step forward in the car, and that's what we can really say about it. So that's this race, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm just gonna let you continue on as my phone goes off like mad.
And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
It's a heroic effort for any driver to race in conditions like these, and seeing them fight their way to the front was very special indeed. They were able to find all the grip, all the good lines, and have the confidence to get on the power to top it all off. That's what pushed them into first place here today.
And as we can see, it's time for the podium, and as the drivers make
That is a mad podium.
there's a familiar red suit.
Perez and Grosjean. I mean, Perez, I can sort of see why he's there, but Grosjean in third in a Haas. No. And see, I see all these guys who actually had, who are actually in mediocre teams get these good results. If I wasn't, if I had the strategy right, I probably would actually finish in the points, some decent points. So I'm very angry about that. But Kimi wins the race. Well done to him. So that's the final results, guys. So pretty much it. That's pretty much it, guys. For this video. Yeah, we'll be my teammate. He came 14th, so that's where he finished. Imagine where we could have finished. We could have finished probably in at least 10th. So that's really angered me. But that's pretty much it, guys. I again, a misfortune in the strategy. It's really hurt us in this race, and we could have got a much better result and probably points. I actually do think we could have actually got some points, but that's just the way it is, We messed up on strategy. We reacted to the team. It was a glitch. The glitch hurt us, and cost us a good result. And we're actually down to 21st place now, which is not actually our target. And Verlaine's actually in front of us with his one decent result, considering we've finished in front of him for the past 2 races. So. And that's the way it is. We're down to 11th now in the Constructors' Championship, so we're not, doing very well. We need to start scoring some points soon. I still think we're in a battle with Renault. I think, really, if we put our mind to it, we'll be there. But here's some resource points right now. We should be on some good ones, actually 438. It's not too bad. And Verlaine will beat us in the rivalry. But we can see how much faster we were. We went, we were penalty free. We set every sector fastest, and we had a faster lap than him as well. It just shows how much faster we were that weekend. We were over 7 times faster than him in the race. It just shows we were much faster than Verlaine legitimately. So that just shows we've moved forward, and we've got a bit of a hot rivalry with Verlaine. We can see here we've actually lost a little bit towards the position in the team as well because of the results. So guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe for more comments now. Just keep pumping in the result, pumping in the support if possible. Really helps me out. And I'll see you for episode 4, which will be at the Russian Grand Prix. So interesting, early track this season. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in another video. Bye guys.